Have you ever thought you were being smart with money, only to realize later it was sabotaging your future? That was me. I thought I had found the perfect financial hack. 0% credit cards, my favorite. But instead of freedom, they chained me to stress and debt. And today I'm going to share how I finally broke free and paid off $100,000 in just 6 months. And what did I break free from? The cycle of debt. They say that more than 80% of people will become debt free, and within 2 years, they'll rack up twice the amount of debt that they had just paid off. So, how can you defend your financial future against poor spending habits that keep you stuck? Stick with me because what I'm about to share could save you years of financial struggle. Hey everyone, I'm Lisa Drennan. I'm a wealth activator, and yes, I paid off $100,000 of debt in 6 months by implementing my money multiplier system. Not only did this help me get control of my finances, but it changed my relationship with story because you see, my poor spending habit wasn't luxury shopping or vacations. It was 0% credit cards. I told myself I was being clever. I was leveraging debt. I'd use them for groceries, everyday expenses, even cash advances to pay contractors. So what I would do, I want to get my kitchen remodeled, and I would save up all the money, but then I would spend it. It's like, wait a minute, that had a purpose. That was in a money bucket. I got 0% credit cards. And I thought, oh, cool. You know what I'll do? I'll take my groceries, all the things that I use to pay for cash. I'll put that on the credit card. Then I'll pay for the contractors in cash. And then I'll just pay off the credit card when it comes. Yeah. And that created this cycle, this vicious cycle of debt. And every time a new 0% offer came in the mail, I grabbed it. I thought, this is free money. I'll pay it off before the interest hits. And some cards I did, some cards I didn't. But because I kept getting offers, I just kept the cycle. And it was quite the burden juggling, repaying all these debts back every single month. And sometimes I wasn't able to pay off the balance by the time the 0% ended. At one point, all 12 credit cards were expiring their 0%. And I had maxed out. They weren't going to give me any more credit. And so I was in tears. I was panicking and I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? So I got a consolidation loan, put my car as collateral. And then I had to confess to my husband what I was doing. World War III broke out in our house and he was livid, like financial infidelity all the way. And I was like, who do you think you are? But that's another story. So juggling all of these multiple cards, moving balances around, living in constant anxiety, groceries on one card, cash on the other. I felt like it was a game. Like literally, I was like Gary the Gambler. If you haven't taken the Money Archetype quiz, go to itakemoney.com. And outside, I looked great. I looked like I'm great. I'm doing all this great stuff with my money. I'm working full time. I had 3 side gigs. I was a treasurer for not-for-profits. And yet in the inside, I was drowning. Literally, I felt like I was at the bottom of the deep end and with a boulder tied to me. And I was trying to swim and I was fully clothed and I couldn't get up to the top to gasp for air. And I wasn't sleeping at night. It was keeping me awake. And I knew I didn't have an income problem. I was a financial coach. I had a spending problem, an emotional spending problem, and I needed a defense system. Let's break down the 3 biggest poor spending habits I see and the exact defenses you can put in place starting today. First, emotional spending. Stress, sadness, even boredom can push us to spend. Even that dopamine hit that we all love to get can push us to spend. For me, swiping a 0% card gave me a hit of relief. Your defense? Pause, breathe, redirect. Before you buy, ask yourself, is this a need or a want? Or is it a future fund? If it's not aligned, take that same money and move it into a savings or a debt repayment. I recommend a high yield savings account with Bass Bank. And for debt repayment, if you create the path for the snowball, you can take that money and apply it to your lowest debt, pay it off, and then roll that over into the next debt. This one move flips from sabotage to strength, and you're going to see your money multiply quickly. Now, the next one is invisible expenses. Yes, invisible expenses, things that are automatically deducted, subscriptions you don't use, app renewals, hidden bank account fees. these all eat away at your future. And you got to be careful with double subscriptions. I accidentally subscribed to the same program. And every month I kept getting these alerts and I thought, what is going on? I just got this alert. Why is it coming again? 3 months, it finally dawned on me, I better investigate this. And thankfully it was only $7 a month. But I had used 2 different emails to accidentally sign up for the same program and I never realized it. And of course, the merchant's not going to care. No refund policy. So I quickly took steps to make that stop. But when we don't pay attention, this is what happens. We have these deductions that we're not even aware of. And because they're on automatic, we can really be wasting a lot of money. So audit and automate. Audit your accounts monthly. Cancel what doesn't serve you. Then automate payments into specific categories: needs, savings, giving, fun, and debt repayment. When every dollar has a job, there's no room for leaks. And when you sit down with money 15 minutes a week and you look at this stuff, it makes your life easier because you quickly know exactly what's going on. And third, and this is probably the most common and the most frustrating to me, it makes my blood boil when entrepreneurs do not do this: not paying yourself first. I thought paying bills and contractors first was being responsible. Make sure you pay all your bills, is what my mom told me growing up. But it left me with nothing. I got the leftovers. Your defense is flipping the script. Pay yourself first. The moment income hits, set aside money for savings, for debt, then pay expenses. This shift builds wealth and keeps you in control instead of at the mercy of credit card companies. And as an entrepreneur, you want to make sure, and I'm sure you're all doing this, you have a separate business checking account. You're allocating your funds so that you're cutting yourself a salary. That salary is getting transferred over to your personal account, and then you're paying your personal household bills. I have a lot of clients that come to me and they're having the business paid for everything. That's not the same as cutting yourself a paycheck. Think of yourself as working for a Fortune 500 company. You're the CEO. You're getting a paycheck. You're getting bonuses. This is exactly how you want to set up your business account. And so when you think about these 3 defenses, pause, audit, pay yourself first. This is the foundation of my money multiplier system. It's not about restriction. It's not about defense and intentional flow. It's not about cutting back and eating ramen noodles. It's you creating your customized spending plan, creating the desires that you want with your income. Imagine never needing another 0% credit card, another credit card again, or just paying it off every single month. Imagine groceries paid for in cash flow, not credit. Paying contractors from savings you built, paying yourself, and not borrowing any money. The power of defending your future. So if you're ready to defend your financial future against poor spending habits, don't just stop here. Start rewiring your money patterns on a deeper level. That's why I created The Smell of Money, a simple 2-minute daily aromatherapy ritual that pairs scents with wealth codes to shift your habits from stress to flow. Founding members right now can access it for $97 for a lifetime, but only for a limited time. You'll also earn 40% commission for every woman you invite into this container. Join today using the link below and breathe your way into abundance with us. Because remember, it doesn't matter how much money you have, it's what you do with it.